Hello everybody, welcome back to Piano Practice Partner. I hope you're doing well and that you enjoyed the last lesson in which we were looking at a brand new song, Sunny. Today is a practice along session, so we're going to be setting up an exercise, setting this timer, and then doing some dedicated practice time. So if you haven't seen that video lesson, maybe go back and watch that first and then apply what you've learned there here. To begin with, let's quickly recap what we learned. We looked at the F major scale, which is this. And that helped us identify where the 1, where the 2, 3, 4, 5, where the 5 was. So we can quite quickly go 2, 5, 1. There's our 2, 5, 1 in F major. As simple as that. Building up the chord. Remember the 2 written like this lowercase means it's a minor chord. So it's a G minor, a C major, and an F major. And there we have it. The F major 2, 5, 1. We then looked at adding sevenths. And then we had a look at adding sevenths and ninths. We then expanded upon that, made life easier for ourselves by using inversions. That's correct. And also this inversion. So if all of that is confusing, maybe go back and look at that lesson. But we're going to be drilling some of that today within the form of Sunny. So to begin with, I'm going to play it down this region of the keyboard because it's fine up here, but I think it sounds better. Sounds like it has more grit to it, right? So to begin with, we start on this A minor chord. We use this passing note, the G sharp, to get down to our G minor, and thus begins the 2, 5, 1 in F major. So that's the first part. A minor, passing note, then we go to our 2, 5, 1 in F major. I'm using some inversions here. And then to complete that, we do the 2, 5, 1 in A minor. And look, we're back at the top of the sequence, the A minor, 2, 5, 1 in F major, then 2, 5, 1 in A minor. We're back at the top of the sequence. It's as simple as that. So there I was using some inversions rather than using the primary root positions, which would sound like this and look like this as well, because it's more about jumping around. So that's fine, that sounds great. They're all the right notes, all the right chords, but there is a lot of jumping up and down. What we did there, and this is what we're going to begin with on our practice today, we're going to play our A minor with the 7th here, passing note, play our G with the added 7th, G minor with the added 7th, and then if you remember how we get to the 5, we move our top 2 fingers down. There's our C major chord, and then to get to the 1 chord, we're going to move our bottom 2 fingers down. So the F major 2, 5, 1, using that, there's our G minor, our 2 chord. Now we move our top 2 fingers down. There's our C major. Now we move our bottom 2 fingers down. I'll do that one more time. Simple. Top 2 fingers move down, bottom 2 fingers move down. So let's just spend some time, spend 3 minutes practicing that. I'm going to go from our A minor, passing note, then we're going to do 2, 5, 1, using these inversions, top 2 fingers move down, bottom 2 fingers move down. And then we'll just get back to the top. So I'll see you in 3 minutes. Take it as slow as you need to whilst you figure out the transitions between the chords. Keep nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Over halfway there, keep going. "25 seconds left. Final push." There we go. 3 minutes done. How was that? Hopefully, that inversion, or the use of inversion, makes that feel quite nice, that walk down. Top 2 fingers, bottom 2 fingers. Now we're going to look at that within the A minor 251. It's exactly the same thing. So if you come up to this chord, which we've done for Autumn Leaves, it's B half diminished with the 7th. Top 2 fingers move down, and then bottom 2 fingers, we also actually move off this black note here. So I'll do that all together. B half diminished with the 7th. Top 2 fingers move down, coming to our 5 chord, and then the bottom 2 fingers come down, as well as coming off the black note here. One more time. And look, we're back at that A minor chord for the beginning of the sequence. So let's spend 2 minutes drilling that. So we're just going to go 2-5-1 in A minor, using that inversion. And let's get used to that feeling of moving between these chords with that inversion. Here we go. 2 minutes on the clock. See you on the other side. Keep nice and loose and relaxed. 15 seconds left. Keep going, everyone. Great. 2 minutes. Flies by, huh? So all that's left to do, really, is combining the two. So we're going to go from A minor, passing note, our 2-5-1 in F major, and then our 2-5-1 in A minor. So we've practiced the two separate halves now. It's just about combining them together. So I'll play the whole sequence once round so we know what we're doing, then we'll set a timer and off we go. So A minor, passing note, 2-5-1 in F major, then 2-5-1 in A minor. Now I was playing that rhythm, but it's not prescriptive. You can choose to put a little bit of funk on it. But that is entirely up to you. There's nothing wrong, while we're getting used to this, to go play the chord, passing note, play the chord, new transition, and then moving up to the 2-5-1 in A minor, single chords, and then, in fact, that's probably preferable while we're getting used to this. So whatever's comfortable, just take your time and really understand the chords and the movement between them. Let's set a timer for 4 minutes, if I can get it to go incrementally up there. There we go, 4 minutes, linking the two bits together. Off we go. Take it as slow as you need to figure out the transitions. It's just a combination of two different 2-5-1s. Over halfway there. Keep going, everyone. There we go, 4 minutes done. Hopefully that was okay. It's just combining the two things we've done already. Now, we know with inversions, there are multiple ways to play them. Essentially, just to refresh our memories, let's play the C major here. C major chord. C, E, G. With an inversion, we're just taking those notes and we're playing them in a different order. So instead of C, E, G, we could play this as E, G, C. And also we could play it as G, C, E. So if you're ever wondering, I wonder if I can play this chord in a different way or group it closer to the chord I'm already playing so it's not so much of a stretch, the answer is yes. You just need to figure out what the notes are and reorder them. So let's do that now, because I think there might be an easier way of playing this F major 251 to this A minor 251, because currently we're going like this, aren't we? We're going, and then we have to jump up to here. Okay, now in the grand scheme of things, that's not a massive jump, is it? We're going from our F chord here up to our B half diminished. But it is still a bit of a jump, so let's see if we can apply this idea of inversions to figure out how to play this B half diminished somewhere else. To begin with, write down the notes, just for clarity's sake, of this F major chord we're playing with this 7th. So we've got F, A, C, and E. So let's do that. We want to jump from that to this. So let's look at those notes. B, D, F, and A, right? So let's write that down, put this line to not confuse us. B, what did I say? B, D, F, and A. So this is what we're doing. B, D, F, A. Now, if we look at them side by side, face and budfa. So we've got face and budfa. There's an F and A here. There's also an F and A here. So already that makes life a lot easier. Now, if we look at the other part of this, the C and the E, and the B and the D, these are obviously two different letters. We can all see that very clearly. But C and B are next door neighbours. So it's not a big jump there. And also D and E are next door neighbours. So it just requires us going from C and E to B and D. Next door, that's so easy. And we've already got the F and the A taken care of. So if we take our face chord here, F, A, C, E, and we know we're wanting to redistribute these notes for the B half diminished in a new order, we've already got the F, we've already got the A, we just need to take this C and this E and move them down half a step, or half a step for the C, and a whole tone for the E. There's our B half diminished chord in a new inversion. And did you notice something? It was the top two fingers that moved, right? Goodness gracious. So now, instead of going, we can just use that top two finger move to come to our B half diminished here. So what happens now if we want to get to our 5 chord of the A minor? So we've been going here, haven't we? So we've got this sharp note here. So let's see if our handy little trick of top two fingers, bottom two fingers works for this new inversion. So we've got our F major chord, top two fingers move down. We've now got our new inversion of the B half diminished. Let's move the bottom two fingers down. What do you know? It works. We don't even have to move and prove this to ourselves, because look. E, G sharp, B, D. That is the 5 chord of A minor in its root position, just with the 7th. My goodness. So now we can play all from the same position. So what does that mean for us? Let's see what that looks like with the entire sequence. We're going from our A minor, passing note. We're going to do our 2-5-1 and F major with these inversions. Top two fingers move down, bottom two fingers move down. We're now on our 1 chord of F major, the F major. To move to the 2-5-1 of A minor, now we're going to use that new inversion. So the top two fingers move down. There's our B half diminished. Bottom two fingers move down. There's our 5 chord, our E major chord. And then we can go back to the top. A minor. So that sounds like this. exactly the same. We've just used a new inversion, and now everything's grouped nice and closely for our right hand. So I'll do that really, really slowly one more time, just so it's really clear, because that's some new information for us. And then we'll set a timer and we'll do a little practice of that. So A minor, passing note, exactly as we've done before. 2, 5, 1 in F major. Top 2 fingers move down, bottom 2 fingers move down. Now we're going to move into our 2, 5, 1 in A minor, but we're going to move our top 2 fingers down to get to the B half diminished chord. Bottom 2 fingers move down to get to our E major chord, and then we're back to the top of the sequence. The A minor. So take that nice and slow. There's no need to put rhythm in that. Just take the chords, play them as just held notes, and figure out those transitions. Let's do a nice healthy 6 minutes on that. Here we go, everybody. See you on the other side of 6 minutes. Take it as slow as you need to, figuring out this new inversion for the 2-5-1 in A minor. Keep nice and loose, nice and relaxed. Repeat only a section of this if you need to drill something over and over again before moving on. Halfway there, everyone. Keep going. Keep nice and loose. Keep nice and relaxed. Shake out if you need to. Less than a minute remaining. Keep going, everyone. There we go. 6 minutes. Smashed out. Well done, everyone. Hopefully that's making a lot more sense. It's great playing with inversions because we're giving ourselves a lot of colour for the palette that we're creating. Makes life easier because everything's grouped there. So we were doing it in the last practice on our session for the previous lesson. Some added motion within the bass. So by keeping everything nice and grouped in a similar area, with the right hand, it means your left hand can be a bit more free, right? You can... Do you see what I mean? You get the gist. If you're holding chords and they're quite grouped in a similar area, not having to think, oh, I've got to jump around. So your left hand can have a bit of a play and a bit of explore. We want to keep this one working as hard as this one, so we don't really run ahead with our skill and dexterity with our right, and then our left's like, what about me? So we can incorporate some extra left hand practice by doing that. The other thing is variety. So I'm going to play the form once round with the inversions we started with, and then move to the inversions we've just done. And you'll see they're the same chords, they're the same sequence. However, it just gives a bit of variety, which keeps us interested and engaged as a performer, but also as a listener. So they're exactly the same chords, right? But it keeps it evolving and moving, so it keeps us entertained as a listener. The next step is to look at the other inversions, right? So there with the sevenths, but we haven't looked at the sevenths and ninths. Maybe figure out some new inversions for those. But if not, then you can just incorporate what we've been doing there. And then what happens the next time round, you come up to the sevenths and ninths, just for a bit more colour and texture. There's one other thing as well before I leave it for today, is in the actual song, after 2 times round of that form, we come up to this chord. This B flat major chord, which then leads into this B half diminished chord. And that comes between moving from the F major to the A minor 251. So I'll show you what I mean. We go from the F major 251 here, and then before moving to the A minor, we go into the A minor. You'll hear that within the song. And we covered that within the lesson, so maybe go back and have a little look at that if that becomes confusing. But I've got to end it there, unfortunately, because I'm about to pack up this keyboard as I'm moving house. You don't need to know that, but that's why I'm not suddenly jumping into another 6 minutes and running that with you. I would love to. Maybe we'll save that for the next practice along. We'll just recap this. But yeah, I need to pack everything up and move my entire life. So I'll be back with you soon, hopefully, for another edition of Piano Practice Partner. But thank you so much for practicing along with me. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Let me know how you're getting on, what your wins of the week are, where you're learning from, and anything that you would like to learn in the future. Until the next time, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon on Piano Practice Partner.